Bloodshed continues in the Middle East, and yet again, much of the global debate is centred on criticising Israel. This follows the Israeli Defence Force action, on instructions from the Netanyahu government, of course, against the Syrian Defence Forces in Damascus that we discussed last week. Now, the usual crowd, including the leftist media, that is, most media, and especially our public broadcasters, well, they framed Israel as the aggressors here. But Israel was acting to stop bloodshed, as I'll show you, and a warning these images are confronting. Israel was acting to end the horrific massacre, torture, rape and kidnapping of Druze communities in Syria. Now, most of this is too horrific to show anyone, but the Arab Druze people who live in Israel, Syria and Lebanon have been under attack from Sunni Islamists in Syria. So it's another example of attempted Islamist genocide, and Israel acted to stop it. And Israel's actions have delivered results, with a fragile ceasefire now being enforced by the Syrian government. Let's show you another report here and a warning. It is shocking stuff.
We entered the besieged, mainly Druze city of Sweda and saw a city on fire. The road out was clogged with Arab fighters withdrawing with their looted goods. They left a trail of destruction and thousands of trapped civilians behind them. This was meant to be a ceasefire, but the warring factions clearly weren't part of it. There's no electricity in the city, internet is cut, food and water is scarce, and there are thousands of families still bunkered down in their homes amongst all of this. The streets of Sweda city are strewn with the casualties of this orgy of violence, many with shots to the head, execution style. There are 6 in this pile, again with shots to the head. They'd also been set alight. Others have been burned beyond recognition. Horrific images, but which demonstrate the wanton brutality that's been going on here.
Once more, it's an Islamist outfit that's trying to inflict genocide. Just as Hamas tries for genocide against Jews and Israel, just as Hezbollah does too, just as Islamic Jihad does, and the government of Iran. Well, in the case of the Druze, these are Arab people who live peacefully in Israel. On my visit to Israel last month, I visited the Druze township of Majal Shams, right on the Syrian border, where Hezbollah attacks had killed 12 children playing on a soccer field last year. The people in these communities have relatives and friends across the border who have now been targeted by the Syrian Islamists. And it's Israel who has stepped in to protect this community, this Arab community spread across Syria, Israel and Lebanon. So again, forget the knee-jerk criticism of Israel and look at the facts. Whether the claims put out there by Hamas and others are that Israel has bombed a hospital in Gaza or slaughtered people at an aid centre or deliberately attacked aid workers, this stuff is put out there by Hamas and others and then reported as fact by so many in the media, and that then it invariably turns out to be wrong, just propaganda. Surprise, surprise, you can't believe information from an Islamist terrorist group, even if they put it on a Gazan Health Ministry letterhead. And I've got to say, on this front, I was disgusted, but sadly not surprised, by these comments from Anthony Albanese on the ABC late last week.
Israel is losing support by its own actions, and that some of its actions are completely indefensible.
Now, we've asked the Prime Minister again for an interview on this. We've also asked him to specify which actions he claims are completely indefensible. We've also asked previously whether the Prime Minister has ever bothered to view the video evidence of the Hamas atrocities that started the Gaza war and betray Hamas's methods. We've not received a response on any of this. Instead, we are left with ABC interviews like this.
Australia isn't a central player in the Middle East.
Not a central player, hey? Yet Australia has provided more visas to Palestinians who plan to flee Gaza than any other country. The neighbouring Arab nations reject people from the Hamas-controlled territory of Gaza, but Australia welcomes 3,000 without adequate security checks. And Albanese keeps criticising Israel. This is strange behaviour for someone eager to tell us he's not a central player. Albanese needs to stop talking like a university protester and stick with facts and support real solutions.